Hi, I'm Mark Markell, Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine, and I'm welcoming you to the Class of 2020 Investiture Ceremony. I want to welcome your families, I want to welcome your friends. I brought Bucky along so that Bucky can welcome you too. As a reminder, this is Animals Need Bucky Too. I'll leave him right there so you can kind of add some levity to what I know is a difficult situation since we're doing this investiture ceremony virtually. But at the same time, I think it's important to celebrate all that you've accomplished over the last 4 years and throughout your course as a student, basically since you decided to become a veterinarian that so many years ago. This is really a celebration of your success and all that you've done and your contributions to the School of Veterinary Medicine and all that we're about. I want to thank the students of the school and particularly you for all that you've done to contribute to our success over the last 4 years that you've been here. We've watched you mature over those 4 years. You've been incredibly important to the clinical care that we provide to our patients in our hospital, as well as the support you provide to their owners, our clients. And without you, we would not be able to do all that we do to serve those patients and to really improve the health of all the animals that come through our hospital. And now for a little advice. And I'm not sure I'm the right person to give you that advice, but I will anyway, even though you haven't asked for it. I'd say the first thing that I'd recommend is whatever you do, surround yourself by your loved ones, whether that's family, whether that's friends, whether that for many of you is your animals. But I think having that support system, particularly through this difficult time, is going to be incredibly important as we move forward. In addition to that, I want to say, try to balance your life. I know your career is incredibly important to you, and many of you are launching into the future of veterinary medicine, and we're very proud of you for that. But make sure you balance that with enjoying your life too, with having fun, with making sure that you have a balanced life. And then the last piece that I often really try to think about is try to live your life as authentically as you can. And by that I mean, let people know or let them inside a little about who you really are. Because when you do that, you actually pull people to you. And whether that's your clients, whether that's future friends or your current friends, whether that's your family who probably do know who you are already, I think in the end you'll live a much more fuller and fulfilling life if you live that life authentically. I now want to remind you also that you are going to be an alumnus of the School of Veterinary Medicine, and I want to welcome you back and come back when you have an opportunity. Obviously, we have to get through this little rough patch first. But as you know, we're in the middle of building a parking structure. Soon there'll be a new building. You'll have your 5-year alumni reunion in 2025. And by that time, we should be done. And so come back and visit as often as you can. Come see the progress that's ongoing at the School of Veterinary Medicine. And last but not least, I'd like to introduce Dr. Kyle Granger, Jr., a member of your class who will be introducing our speakers and participants for today's investiture ceremony. Enjoy.
1,354. That's how many days we've been waiting in eager anticipation of this ceremony. The ceremony that recognizes our completion of a rigorous academic endeavor. While this isn't quite what we imagined, this ceremony is still special. It's still real. These videos, my words, your emotions, they're real. The time that we spent practicing, learning, and honestly awaiting a good night's sleep, that was real. Unfortunately, our debt is also real, but now our dreams are finally a reality. So, let's go over a few positives of what this very real day actually means. We no longer have to wake up at 5 a.m. to check the not so updated transfer board. We aren't graded anymore. We can refer complex cases that are above our pay grade. We can actually say things like, "That's above my pay grade." I think we're actually the first graduating class to save money on graduation. And finally, we now can practice medicine our way because we are real doctors of veterinary medicine. So now it's time. Our time to relish in this very real moment. The moment where we are no longer considered veterinary medical students, but are now doctors of veterinary medicine. So, as one of your class reps, your past SAVMA and voice president, your colleague, and your friend, I want to say congratulations to us, class of 2020. As this virtual ceremony continues, I hope that its realness and its importance becomes more apparent to each and every one of you. And to our fellow viewers who are sitting there wondering, who is this guy? Please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Dr. Kyle Granger Jr. Thank you and congratulations once again, class of 2020. We definitely earned it. Now, to provide you with a little insight into the flow for today's virtual ceremony, the class of 2020 has nominated several amazing individuals to help celebrate this very real moment. We'll begin with our faculty speaker, Dr. Calico Schmidt, a clinical instructor in the Department of Pathobiological Sciences. She'll be followed by Dr. Andrea Kerr, a fellow member of the class of 2020, who will be our student speaker. Next, we'll have Ms. Lynn Mackey, our Associate Dean for Student Academic Affairs, who will be presenting our class for Investiture. We'll then have Dr. Simon Peake, a clinical professor in the Department of Medical Sciences, who will be delivering the veterinarian's oath. And finally, we'll have the other half of our class rep duo, Dr. Mary Montani, delivering the closing remarks for today's virtual ceremony. Now, over the last 4 years, I've interacted with many members of the SVM faculty and staff, each of which I've observed had their own way of interacting and connecting with students. Now, I must say, Dr. Calico Schmidt stood out among the masses. Her drive and dedication in supporting student health, well-being, and education is honestly quite remarkable. Personally, I believe Dr. Schmidt deserves a perfect 20 out of 20, and I doubt anyone in my class would disagree. So, without further ado, please welcome Dr. Calico Schmidt.
Thank you, Dr. Granger, for your introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Calico Schmidt, and I'm a clinical instructor in the Department of Pathobiological Sciences. I'm very honored to be here with you today to provide a faculty address to the class of 2020. The faculty and staff at the UW-Madison School of Veterinary Medicine share our fondest thoughts and best wishes to you, and also extend our greetings to your family and friends. Dear members of the class of 2020, congratulations, you are veterinarians. I'm sorry we cannot be all together in person to celebrate your splendid achievements. COVID-19 has changed our lives in many ways, including the final weeks of your clinical rotations in veterinary school. What has not changed is the fact that we are very proud of you and your achievements as you become members of this most wonderful profession. I'm guessing the past few days and weeks may have taken you on a bit of a trip down memory lane, and perhaps you've reflected on all the time you've spent in lecture halls, labs, and the teaching hospital during these past 4 years. I'm also guessing that you've been remembering what inspired you to apply to veterinary school in the first place. You're here because you care. You care about animals, about people, about learning, and about doing something positive to make a difference in this world. You've probably heard the saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I believe this is certainly true in the field of veterinary medicine, and I'd like to share some thoughts about knowing, learning, and caring with you during the next few minutes. After 4 years in veterinary school, you know a lot, and during your time in veterinary school, you have done a lot to demonstrate that you care as well. During your first year of veterinary school, you practiced examining dogs and cows. You studied the inner workings of the complex organisms that will now be your patients, from a molecular level to a systems level. You learned to identify parasites with aplomb. You showed you care for other people by developing friendships with your classmates and helping your laboratory partners learn things like the branches of the trigeminal nerve in anatomy and the intricacies of a nephron in histology and physiology. Remember to keep learning and keep showing you care. Then came second year. You spent much of your second year in the classroom and laboratory setting, absorbing information about more of the ologies, from systemic and clinical pathology to immunology and pharmacology. You learned some of the things that can go wrong when our patients are sick with bacterial and viral diseases. I was lucky to get to know you during your second year, and I saw how you cared for your classmates in lab settings as you deliberated together over slides at double-headed microscopes and collaborated in teams during AIL, our active integrated learning course. Remember to keep learning and keep showing you care. Your third year classes started really building on the knowledge you acquired during the first 2 years of veterinary school. In medicine and surgery classes, you learned to diagnose and treat diseases. You delved into diagnostic approaches to patients, from down cows to horses with colic, from alopecic ferrets to vomiting dogs and cats. We witnessed your caring nature as you supported one another through the jitters of performing your first anesthesia and making that first incision during junior surgery class. You decorated one another's lockers with pink crepe paper uteruses and silly slogans. You showed you care for your junior surgery patients as you arrived early in the morning to take temperatures on wiggly cats and dogs, and then campaigned for people to adopt them. Remember to keep learning and keep showing you care. Finally, fourth year came, and you have spent the last year immersing yourself in clinical learning experiences and showing you care for patients and clients, as well as your colleagues and veterinary team members. You have spent time chatting with clients about their dog's antics and their cow's milk production. You have worked for hours writing discharge instructions for clients and calling them with status reports about hospitalized patients. You have seen the joy on clients' faces when you discharge patients to their families and empathized with the tears of clients saying goodbye to beloved companions. You have shown appreciation for veterinary technicians and clinicians who helped you place IV catheters, endotracheal tubes, and obtain a few drops of blood from a wiggly cat. All these things you have done because you care. I have no doubt you will continue to keep learning and keep showing you care as you begin this next phase in your veterinary career. Some of you have plans to enter private practice, caring for patients and clients. Some of you are pursuing further studies as an intern or a graduate student, conducting veterinary research. You will have opportunities every day to learn and to show you care for your patients, your clients, your veterinary team members, your communities, and your profession. Sadly, there is some research to show that in general, veterinarians haven't always been good at showing we care. A study reported in the Journal of the American Veterinary Medical Association in 2004 revealed that in 300 veterinary visits with 50 different veterinarians, empathetic and caring statements were observed in only 7% of visits. In contrast, a study of our human physician counterparts tallied empathetic statements in 60% of 168 patient visits. Having seen you in action during your veterinary school years, I know you will be able to do better. Keep on learning and showing you care. Showing you care doesn't always have to involve something big. Sometimes it's the small acts of caring that can make a big difference to people and patients, that help build trusting bonds and relationships with our clients. Your caring nature will show in your warm handshake with a client, the cookies you bake for your coworkers, the phone call you make to check in on a patient, the card you send to a client who has just lost a beloved pet, or the gentle pat and kind word you share with the patient in your care. Remember also to show care for yourselves. Given the publicized high rates of depression, death by suicide, and concerns for mental health and well-being in our profession, it's more important than ever to find ways to take care of yourselves. Kindly set boundaries and priorities. Spend time with your family and friends, and do things that bring you joy. As you take the veterinarian's oath today, you will be attesting to your care for the health and welfare of animals, the health of the public and the environment, and the advancement of medical knowledge. You will keep learning and keep showing you care. All who have joined us today, whether on a computer screen or perhaps in person, hopefully at a safe distance of at least 6 feet away, your parents and family members, significant others, friends, and teachers are here because we are proud of the caring people you are and the doctors of veterinary medicine you have become. We are proud to call you colleagues. Welcome to the DVM family. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Andrea Kerr, the student speaker for your class of 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Schmidt. My name is Dr. Andrea Kerr, member of the class of 2020. I'm recording this on April 14th as we are all separated at our homes right now. I'm told that the new terminology for social distancing is physical distancing, as everyone is encouraged to reach out through other media to stay connected. It just makes me think how different everything was when we started vet school. When we first started veterinary school, they drove us out in buses to the woods to play icebreaker games. I remember thinking that it felt like a dream come true and also a weird summer camp at the same time. Then anatomy started, and the summer camp vibe was quickly replaced with intense studying and wondering how I would possibly learn everything that I needed to. I remember being weirdly proud when the first semester was drawing to a close and my lab group's dog showed up not once, not twice, but 3 times on an anatomy test. But anatomy soon passed, and then second year started. Many of us took on roles as officers in clubs. Our education continued as we learned all about the bug, the beast, and the business in our various coursework. This year, I learned that taking my education seriously didn't mean that I couldn't also celebrate my accomplishments at the Blue Moon with Dr. Collins, especially after a Bac-T exam. Our class experienced a time of change during this period, as some of our peers left to complete their Masters in Public Health, and we gained new classmates and friends, many of them finishing their MPH program as we transitioned into our 3rd year. The start of 3rd year was accompanied by the start of junior surgery. I personally found this to be a challenging experience that allowed me to grow as a future veterinarian. I also discovered how much I love cats and ended up adopting 2 before the year was over. Our classes then began tying in everything that we've learned, and I remember feeling so discouraged at times thinking about how much there was to remember. But then I'd look at the first years and remember that when I was at that stage in my education, I had no idea what propofol was, and that I really have come a long way. Before we knew it, 4th year was upon us, and somehow we all survived our rotations, including small animal internal med and large animal surgery. I'll be honest, there was a time when I was sitting in the surgery ward for a Friday night wardroom duty shift, wondering why I was doing this to myself. But clinics continued, and I watched all of us grow in our skills and become bona fide doctors. It seemed like we were on the home stretch, and then COVID-19 hit. And then our class, where multiple members have accidentally hit reply all to school-wide emails, we're now being asked to complete our remaining rotations online. Across the board, we rose to this challenge as well, figuring out a new form of clinics with our educators and succeeding in the face of adverse conditions. Now, we are exiting veterinary school and entering a workforce in a strange post-corona world. Some of us are headed into internships or residencies, some to get their masters or PhDs, and some straight into private practice. These challenges we will face are going to be unprecedented and probably scary. But I have faith in our class. If we can overcome all 4 years of veterinary school, we can take on a post-coronavirus world. One thing that I wanted to briefly touch upon is mental health. I think that we've all been made aware of the mental health crisis of veterinary medicine. While the school has done a great job promoting mindfulness and providing resources like Pause, we are about to enter a workforce where mental health resources may not be as readily available or advertised. The AVMA website has a section dedicated to mental health. It's important to be aware and to be open to helping each other through the difficult times that we may have ahead of us. I find inspiration in this quote from the comment section of a blog post about the challenges of a career in veterinary medicine. I couldn't find a full name to credit this quote to, but Barbara said, "We both know if the pet was in charge of thank yous, we would be inundated with dead mice at the back doorstep and old steak bones." This quote reminds me of the good that our profession does in the face of adversity. When I discovered this quote third year, I printed it out and hung it up in my locker to remind me why I was so passionate about this field after an exam or even after a hard day in clinics. With this in mind, I feel so incredibly blessed to be a part of the class of 2020. The last 4 years have been filled with a myriad of emotions and a whirlwind of knowledge. I wouldn't want to go through this trial with anyone else other than my classmates. I hope to see you all again at upcoming class reunions, and I hope that we always keep in touch. Feel free to drop an interesting article or a funny meme into the class Facebook page, and maybe we can all find the emails of the students who aren't on Facebook. In a way, even without coronavirus, we are all on a path to be distant. But let's just keep that distance a physical one only and not a social one. Thank you. I am now going to turn things over to our Associate Dean, Lynn Mackey.
Hello, my name is Lynn Mackey, and I serve as the Associate Dean for Student Academic Affairs here at the School of Veterinary Medicine. The investiture ceremony is a process of confirming the individual graduates of the class of 2020 as part of the veterinary medical profession. The placing of the hood on the colleagues in the profession symbolizes their acceptance into the profession. I am honored to be able to present to you the graduates of the class of 2020 earning the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree. Dr. Ashley Ainsworth, Dr. Emmy Asro, Dr. Kyle Babich, Dr. Jacqueline Barrett, Dr. Colin Briley, Dr. Laura Bunke. Dr. Bunke also earned a Master of Public Health degree. Dr. Valeria Caceres, Dr. Emily Kalbaum, Dr. Jessica Kareg, Dr. Megan Sislevich, Dr. Callan Cooper, Dr. Maisie Cox, Dr. Alexis Daggett, Dr. Tara Didolf, Dr. Lindsay Dillon, Dr. Kelly Dooley, Dr. Richard Dooley, Dr. Michael Dupour, Dr. Jonathan Alyssa, Dr. Elizabeth Endress, Dr. Jennifer Gonder, Dr. Catherine Gabarsiak, Dr. Shale Gerke, Dr. Katarzyna Gibas, Dr. Madeline Gluck, Dr. Kyle Granger Jr., Dr. Erica Greer, Dr. Lisa Grilke, Dr. Kate Hartzler, Dr. Catherine Hausman, Dr. Margaret Hippis, Dr. Haley Hydale, Dr. Zachary Hofecker, Dr. Shelby Hoffman, Dr. Trisha Hu, Dr. Yuna Zhang, Dr. Rebecca Johnson, Dr. Elizabeth Jonas, Dr. Alyssa Karklis. Dr. Karklis also earned the Clinical Researcher emphasis. Dr. Kyle Carlin, Dr. Andrea Kerr, Dr. Carrie Cotney, Dr. Emily Kriege, Dr. Michael Kruger, Dr. Devin Leistico, Dr. Diana Lewis, Dr. Kelly Mannion, Dr. Kayla Marquardt, Dr. Jacob McLeod, Dr. Rachel McNally. Dr. McNally also earned the Clinical Researcher emphasis. Dr. Alyssa Milanchek, Dr. Molly Miskovitz, Dr. Cameron Montana, Dr. Mary Montani, Dr. Ashley Morrow, Dr. Laurel Myers. Dr. Myers also completed the Master of Public Health and a certificate in global health. Dr. Priscilla Naula, Dr. Alexandra Palumbo, Dr. Joseph Pearson, Dr. Courtney Pelzik, Dr. Matthew Pfeiffer, Dr. Lauren Prince. Dr. Prince also completed a certificate in global health. Dr. Beth Radis, Dr. Kelsey Raymond, Dr. Kellyanne Remy, Dr. Amanda Ritzman, Dr. Lauren Rodriguez, Dr. Morgan Rothman, Dr. Ryan Rugsiger, Dr. Rachel Chambeau, Dr. Rebecca Schneider, Dr. Danielle Schuld, Dr. Julia Slezak, Dr. Chelsea Steckline, Dr. Adam Strebe, Dr. Liana Streckenbach, Dr. Mackenzie Travis, Dr. Matthew Van Hesteren, Dr. Nissa Van Ness, Dr. Madison Van Worth, Dr. Kristen Vordurn, Dr. Emil Walliser, Dr. Colin Wimler, Dr. Melissa Wright.
Thank you, Lynn. My name is Dr. Simon Peake, Clinical Professor in the Department of Medical Sciences, and it's my honor today to administer the oath to the class of 2020. I would like to invite members of the class of 2020 to stand at this time and to raise your right hand. As I say the oath, I will pause after each line to give you a chance to repeat the words. Being admitted to the profession of veterinary medicine, I solemnly swear to use my scientific knowledge and skills for the benefit of society through the protection of animal health and welfare, the prevention and relief of animal suffering, the conservation of animal resources, the promotion of public health, and the advancement of medical knowledge. I will practice my profession conscientiously with dignity, and in keeping with the principles of veterinary medical ethics. I accept as a lifelong obligation the continual improvement of my professional knowledge and competence. Thank you. You may be seated. Now I would like to turn it over to Dr. Mary Montagne for the closing remarks. May I add my congratulations to you, the graduates in the class of 2020, and all of your families. Very well done, and welcome to the profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Peak. I am Dr. Mary Montani. Dr. Granger and I make up the powerhouse class rep team for the amazing class of 2020. I know I can speak for both of us when I say that we are so excited for us. We are so proud of this amazing class of doctors. We have overcome so many obstacles in this journey, and we have all reached this goal with our chins up and our heads held high. If you haven't already done so, I encourage the graduates, as well as your family and friends, to continue our celebration by taking a closer look at the school's Class of 2020 Graduation Investiture landing page at vetmed.wisc.edu/grad2020. There, you will find a slideshow that I, along with the help of my classmates, have compiled featuring photos of our favorite memories from our time together, as well as a gallery of special messages that the School of Veterinary Medicine's family, staff, and fellow alumni have shared with us. Lastly, I just want to thank the astonishing class of 2020. Look how far we've come. Think of our first day, walking onto the bus, playing get-to-know-you games at Governor Nelson State Park, and today we are doctors. We will go forth now and we will change the world. And no matter where we go, no matter how far away we take our practices, we will always have this family. We have grown together, laughed together, and cried together. Let's go be amazing together. Let's continue to be extraordinary. I wish everyone the best of luck and can't wait to work with you, not as classmates, but as veterinary medical doctors. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2020.